Inferno Training and Performance Center. I want to go over a pretty simple but effective transition from top half guard, finishing a guillotine. So, setup I really like to do, works great in gi and no gi. All right, when I'm in half guard like this, one of the most important things I always tell all my students is I really would love to get this underhook, all right? So this could work with or without the underhook. Right now we're going to start in the dominant position, and I'm going to pummel in and get this underhook, okay? When I'm over here, I like to keep my head to the mat so that he can't bring his hand inside, all right, and start cross-facing me, all right? So I'll bring my head all the way down to the mat, and I'll take my hand and my shoulder, my left shoulder that's on his chin. I'm going to remove and take this hand and come all the way around his head, all right? And I'm gonna take my left hand, cupping his chin, okay? So I don't need to get super deep. I wanna actually take my hand and like a front headlock, I'm gonna cup his chin, all right? Here I'm gonna take my other hand that I have the underhook, and I'm gonna put my right hand right directly over my left hand, all right? So if you could come around over here and get this shot, all right? I'm in half guard, I have my underhook, I drive my opponent to the mat, all right? My head comes to the mat, this hand snakes around and I cup his chin, all right? My right hand's gonna come to double up right behind him. I keep my elbow really tight to my body, and here I take shoelaces, all right? It's gonna be very hard to finish this submission from here, all right, until I get my right leg free. So if I have an instance where somebody's looking to bump me over, I take my left foot, it goes on his thigh, and as he bumps me over, right, I remove my right foot out, continue to let him come in my guard. This is what I call the back door. Comes on the top of his back, pinch my knees together, and finish my guillotine. When I finish this guillotine, it's not that I'm going super deep, all right? It's like a chin strap guillotine. I have almost like a 10-finger. I have one hand cupping his chin, my other hand right on top, my elbow stays tight, and I'm curling up right into his throat, all right? I call it like the goblet, right underneath his neck, all right? So going again from this position, the way I generally set it up, I like to have a dominant position, getting my underhook. So I'll pummel in, right? Cross face, bring my opponent to the mat, bring my head to the mat, all right? Start attacking his neck by coming around. This hand, again, I cup his chin, all right? I don't have to go any deeper, I want to cup his chin. Gonna double up, I create a little space, all right? Sometimes I have to lift my chest up a little bit so that I can double up on my hand. If he does bump me over, I use my left foot to free up my right foot. Make sure I come right on top, all right? Keep my elbow tight to my rib cage and lift my hands right up into his chin, all right? Right into that gobble that I was talking about. Sometimes what happens, and you know, you get the submission, especially like in a room where, you know, the person bumps you over and they fall into the guillotine, you'll get to that position and they'll stay on their back, all right? And if that's the case, same thing, it's really hard for me to finish with my right leg in the middle of him, all right? So even if he doesn't bump over, all right, and I get a dominant position, right, and I'm around his neck, doubled up on his hand, if he doesn't bump over here, I kind of just work with my pinch pass. My left foot, shoelaces on his thigh, right toe goes into the ground, and I hop, 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 hop. If he bumps at any point, I'm going to go to the first technique. If he doesn't, I'm going to make sure I get my leg free. And now that I'm right here in mount, all right, I'm going to keep my elbow tight to my rib cage, flex up, all right, and finish my submission. You notice when I'm in mount, I don't pull like this. I'm not trying to pull his head. I'm not trying to pop his head off of his shoulders. What I do is I stay tight and I scoop right underneath his neck, all right? This goes right into the windpipe. It's a pretty fast choke, all right? And it's very uncomfortable, all right? So one last time, if the person doesn't bump you over, we're gonna continue over to mount and finish with the mounted guillotine. So I'm in half guard, I have my underhook, I drive my opponent to the mat, all right? My head to the mat so he can't get his arm in front of my face. Left hand's gonna start attacking all the way through
chin strap, cupping his chin. Okay? Right hand's gonna come. I may have to lift my body up a little bit to get that grip. And now he knows that I'm going for a guillotine. I can't finish with my right leg in. So he's not gonna bump over. He's holding on tight. All right? My left leg, shoelaces. Up on my toe. Hop, 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 hop. Once I can get free, pull out, right to mount. Elbow comes tight to my rib cage, right? You see how my head's still on the mat? I don't need to pull, right? My head's on the mat. Elbow comes tight to the rib cage. That lifts up his head enough. Now I scoop with my hands, all right? So I'm lifting up his head by bringing my elbow to my rib cage, and then I'm scooping with my hands like a 10-finger guillotine, all right? Definitely a touch-sensitive move. Works really well in gi and no gi. Give it a shot. If you guys have any questions, be sure to leave comments or ask anything, any feedback, so it's greatly appreciated. Hope you guys enjoy. Go out and train.